Everyone. In this video, I will explain a beautiful poem of class 9, Rain on the Roof. The poem is written by American poet Cord Skinny and it is a lyrical poetry. A lyrical poetry is one in which the poet expresses his feelings. So, Rain on the Roof is a lyrical poetry written by Cord Skinny. Let's start with first stanza. When the humid shadows hover over all the starry spheres. Here, the poet says, when the humid shadows. Here, by humid shadows, he is referring to the clouds, which are humid and about to rain. Hover means move around, and starry sphere means sky, which is full of stars. So, when these humid clouds they move around the sky, the starry sky, and the melancholy darkness gently weeps in rainy tears. Melancholy means sad. The darkness, which is sad and lonely, it gently weeps, that means cries, in the form of raindrop. Here, the poet has presented a beautiful picture in which he is telling then the starry sky is full of cloud, and the lonely darkness is gently weeping, crying in the form of raindrops. What a bliss to press the pillow of a cottage chamber bed. The poet founds in this situation, he founds bliss in just lying down in his cottage chamber, in his house, in his bedroom, pressing his pillow, and listen to the patter of the soft rain overhead. And he lies there, he enjoys there, listening to the patter is the sound of rain, listening to the patter of rain falling on the terrace of his house. So the summary goes like the poet says when the humid shadows, that mean clouds, dark and humid clouds, move around the starry sky and tears fall from them in the form of raindrops in the sad darkness of night, at that time for him it's a bliss to lie down on the bed in his room and listen to the sound made by raindrops falling on the roof. The poet has here compared raindrops to the tears, and he says that the dark sky, which seems to be very sad, it appears as if it is crying, and the raindrops are the tears shed by it. Let's see the literary device that poet has used. In this stanza, the poet has used many literary devices. First, let's see the rhyming scheme. Hover, spare, darkness, tears. Hover A, spare B, darkness C. And tears rhymes with spears, so it will again be B. Pillow, bed, patter, overhead. Pillow is D, bed E, patter F, and overhead again rhymes with bed. So it is again E. So the rhyming scheme is A, B, C, B, D, E, F, E. Now let's see the figure of speech. First, alliteration. What is alliteration? Repetition of a consonant sound in two or more consecutive words. Here in the first line, humid shadows hover. Humid hover. H sound is repeating. Starry spheres, S sound is repeating. Press the pillow. Press pillow. P sound is repeating. Lie listening. L sound is repeating. So in these lines, the poet has used alliteration. Now, onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is a word that mimics the sound of object or action it refers to. Here, the sound of raindrop falling is patter. So in patter, there is an onomatopoeia. Next, the poet has used personification. Personification is treating a non-living thing as a living being. Darkness has been personified here because the poet says that darkness, melancholic darkness, cries. So there is personification in darkness. Then metaphor. What is metaphor? When two things are compared with another because of one common property they have. So here raindrops are compared to tears. So there is metaphor. There is also a visual imagery. It's a figure of speech where a image is created in the mind of readers. Here in the first four lines, the poet has created an image of clouds, starry sky, and raindrops falling down from the clouds. So there is imagery here. Now let's see next stanza. Every tinkle on the shingle. Tinkle is short, light, and ringing sound. The sound that is being produced when the raindrop is falling on the overhead. Shingles means rectangular wooden tiles used on roof. So when the raindrops are falling on the roof, they are producing sound. Has an echo in the heart, and that sound produces an echo in the heart of the poet. And 1,000 dreamy fancies into busy being's heart. And with these sounds comes 1,000 fantasies in the heart of the human being. Busy beings here refer to human beings. So when the poet hears those sounds, the tinkle of raindrop, it produces 1,000 fancies in the heart of the poet. And 1,000 recollection weave their air threads into woof. And the memories of thousands of past happenings are recollected in the mind of the poet when he is listening to the patter of rain on the roof. Here, the poet goes to the memory lane and says that the tinkle of the raindrops falling on his roof echoes in his heart, which means whenever he hears rain falling on the rooftop, the sound repeats in his heart, and this creates many fanciful imaginations. He says that as he listens to the patter of the rain upon the roof, he has many new dreams in his mind, and the memories of the past start coming back in the form of those dreams. So here the poet has gone down the memory lanes. He's reminded of his beautiful past. Now let's see literary devices. Rhyming scheme is same. Figure of speech in the lines. Line 4, busy being, B sound is repeated. Their air threads. Their threads. Here T sound is repeated. Rain upon the roof. R sound is repeated. Again, tinkle and patter are the sound made by raindrop. So here there is onomatopoeia. And personification, as recollection is personified, where the poet says that recollection, 1,000 vivid dreams are weaving in his mind. Now let's see third stanza. Now in memories comes my mother, as she used in years agone. Now the poet is being nostalgic. He is reminded of his mother as she used to come in the past years. To regard the darling dreamers. Here darling dreamer is the poet himself. So to see her darling son, she used to come in his room. She left them till the dawn. Here means before. Until she used to come to the poet's room, see him, and she used to go till the dawn. Then she used to come in the dawn again. Dawn means early morning. Oh, I feel her fond look on me. The poet can remember the fond look of his mother as I list to this refrain. List means listen. Refrain means a repeated part of song or a poem, and here it refers to the raindrop. So as he remembers, as he listens to the raindrop, he is reminded of the gentle look of his mother as she used to come to his room to see her darling dreamer, which is played upon the shingles by the patter of the rain. So with the sound of patter of the rain, he is reminded of his gentle mother who used to come to his room to see her darling son. To summarize, here the poet becomes nostalgic and remembers his mother. He says that now he is reminded of his mother as she used to come in the year gone by. In the past, she used to love him and used to come in his room to have a look on her darling dreamer. The poet can still feel that his mother is looking at him as he listens to the song made by the raindrops falling on the rooftop of his room. Whenever he hears this sound, it brings back memories of the past, and he is reminded of his mother. Figure of speech, alliteration. In these lines, memories comes my mother. Memory, my mother. So here M sound is repeated. And darling dreamers, D sound is repeated. Again in petal, there is onomatopoeia. So this was the explanation of this beautiful poem. Has it not taken you down the memory lane? I hope you have understood the poem well, enjoyed it. So I'll see you in my next video. Till then, thank you and bye-bye.